Hi, I'm Shayna.
And I'm Tracey, and we are the creators of The Pump A Dump Show. We are moms, but we were women first. And in this podcast, we explore what it's like to be a woman who also happens to be a mom.
Before we were moms, we were women. Before we were moms, we were chilling. We were pumping and dumping. We're talking about something. This is the Pump A Dump Podcast.
Welcome to episode 5.
Welcome back, breeders. Episode 5. We are going to air our dirty laundry today. We are pulling back the curtains and we are going to talk about the things in our homemaking life that we don't necessarily want to admit that we do or do not do. We think it's kind of fascinating to see what other moms do in their day-to-day lives.
And how we can maybe possibly make ourselves feel better about the shit that we don't like doing, are not good at doing. And then maybe possibly feel good about the things that we do well.
Yeah. So this is just a very deep dive into the private lives of it's me and Shay, and we're going to have 2 of our friends on just talking with some coffee and asking each other questions.
I think we all, as moms, can relate to having to be a mom, keep up a house, keep up a marriage, keep up yourself.
What?
And so I certainly find that the balancing keeping up my home and, keeping the children fed and alive and all of that stuff is super challenging and not something I was ever really good at before kids. Lived in small apartments in big cities and just really didn't
You have to think about it.
Didn't have to do it quite the same way you got to do it now, right? You got to make sure everybody's fed. You got to make sure that the refrigerator's stocked. You got to do all of these things that are just these requirements. And then I don't even think I'd ever use the word homemaker before you talk to me about this episode.
Yeah, I know. We all kind
a
of
weird
cringe,
word.
but it's true. I don't know why that became such a bad, like a bad word.
It's not a bad word.
But
it's funny.
We all have to keep a house on some level, house, apartment, yurt, whatever. You got to keep it running. And, we talk about this a lot in the show that nobody is perfect, right? And that women especially tend to compare ourselves to another person. And there's a point when you have a home that you start to think, well, it's like the whole keeping up with the Joneses idea, right? Well, she does this and oh gosh, I don't know why I don't do that. And now I feel bad about it. Or
well, doesn't it just make you feel so much better when you find out that people aren't good at it? Like, have you ever had that Facebook friend or that Instagram friend who is like, doing a million things, healthy, gorgeous, just ran a marathon, doing this and that, like mom of the year activities, crafts. But then you see like one picture that actually has her home in it and you're like, oh shit, her house isn't cute. And then you just feel like so much better. Because the truth is nobody can have it. You can't do it all. You really can't.
Well, and what's one person's cute is another person's,
sure.
But I think, but I always just wonder, like, how often do people change their sheets? I want to know these things. I mean, we don't talk about it. And I suppose we don't really need to sit around and talk about when we change our sheets, but it's fascinating to me. Do people use their label? Do people use their label maker as much as I do? I don't know. I don't know these things. I mean, I know you and I know my friends, but do you really know your friends? Like, do you really know how people keep their house?
Well, that's why we're doing this.
Yes.
We got a special guest.
Special guest.
Okay, so we have 2 of our friends here, both mothers, who we just want to talk to you and find out, what is your domestic life like? Let's pull back the cute Target curtains from our windows and
pull back the
reveal
Opal House.
Pull back the Opal House, sometimes the Anthro, and see what we're like as real moms. Because we have this theory that, and I think it's proven, and I think we all know this about each other, that not every woman is who she seems, right? And certainly when you live in a house and you're raising a family and you're a mom and a wife and all these things, you try to present the best of yourself, certainly when people come over, but there's also things that you just either hate doing or that you're terrible at doing or that you forget about doing. And we're just curious to see what those are and how different and how alike we all are.
Right. I mean, I often compare myself to people domestically only because I'm domestically challenged.
And that's funny because I don't think you're domestically challenged at all.
Oh, really?
No, not at all. I mean, I wouldn't.
Have you looked inside a cabinet in my house?
I wouldn't nominate you for a cooking award, but I'm not. I think otherwise you're good.
I have like 4 things I make well.
No, and you're good. So that's what we're going to do. So first, let's introduce our guests today. These are our friends, our Denver friends. Courtney, how many kids do you have?
I have 2.
And how old are they?
I have a daughter who is 8 and a son who is 6.
Okay.
How would you describe yourself as a domestica? Is that a word? Did I make that up?
I think so.
Great.
I'm not domestic at all. I struggle all the time.
I'm Serena. I have a 12-year-old going on 27-year-old daughter, and I have a 9-year-old boy. Domestic to the core, very anal about most things in my home. I'm obnoxious. I like annoy myself all the time with so my bins are color coordinated for holiday.
Do you have one
interesting.
Do you have one for St. Patty's Day too?
No, I don't. No.
Do you go to those holidays?
No, I don't.
The sub-tier holidays, then you're really...
No. But it's interesting because this Halloween, I mean, I have the orange and black bins down in the basement. I have a pumpkin. I had some stuff for fall we had a sukkah party and I had some fall leaves and I just threw out a pumpkin.
You got a sukkah bin?
I do.
You do?
I do. Well, it's kind of like fall.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Sukkot is a Jewish holiday where you celebrate the fall with a big meal outside and you create an entire...
Yeah, don't you have the thing?
Yeah, we had a thing. My husband built this gorgeous... Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You built one?
I want to come.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
awesome.
All right, next year you can get a ticket.
So you have color-coded bins.
Color-coded
So you've been
bins.
married. So how long have you been married?
14 years.
14 years. Okay, so you guys have been together for a long time too.
Yes.
And you would describe yourself domestically as just...
Yes, I do. I cook every meal except some nights I'm not cooking. Mm-hmm. And we'll do smorgasbord where you take everything out of the fridge and everyone just feasts.
I pop popcorn for dinner at least once or twice a week for myself.
Right.
Everybody else fends for themselves.
Really?
Right.
They just have to go find their own dinner?
Forage for meals.
It's throw in some nuggets and you'll have their meal and I don't have the energy to make my meal. So I pop popcorn.
I love that. If I just ate popcorn every night, I would
it's the
weigh a lot
conversation.
less. I just can't live without dinner. I need it in my life.
It's the conversation all the time of what we're going to have for dinner
Sure.
at 6 o'clock
Oh.
in the evening.
And you just can't.
I can't do it.
I think what happened was we had my daughter, when she was in kindergarten, she was in the 99th percentile. And the doctor was like, well, there's a little group for kids who like to eat a lot. And I'm like, oh, hell no, we're not. And I just thought about it. I'm like, well, we're giving them chicken tenders and sweet potato fries because we thought sweet potatoes were more healthy.
Aren't they?
When they're fried, I'm not sure they are. I tell myself the same thing.
We were pulling all of their food from the freezer and we were eating fresh food. And my husband and I are kind of like Tracey, little foodies and whatevs. So we had to come up with a plan to food train our kids.
Maybe you could come and help me.
So it's very quick. Meatless Mondays, Taco Tuesday,
we do that.
Fish Wednesday, Pasta Thursday, Pizza Friday. Saturday was a wild card because we had a sitter. So whatever, they got frozen pizza or I don't know what they had, whatever the sitter did. And then Sunday, it was a family dinner. So we had that probably for 4 years. So that consistent schedule, the kids knew what they were getting and I kind of had to prepare. And then anything... If they didn't want to try it, there was 2 things on the table every night that I know they would eat. And it was sliced cucumbers and carrots. So if they weren't going to touch the dinner, they would eat the cucumbers and carrots. So if they starved, they weren't starving. But that was kind of how it got
That's
going.
how you laid it down?
Yeah.
Do you eat at the table every night?
Every night.
I mean, we call it picnic.
Every night?
Yeah. No, not every night, but I don't know if I even want to admit how many nights a week it is.
That's what this
That's
episode
what
is
it's
about,
for.
like
Tell
dirty
us.
secrets.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. So we had, and then she, I think the next year she was the 91st percent.
good
So I was
job.
like, all right. So I feel like that, it was awful. It was terrible. It was lots of tears, crying, throwing shit. It was awful. But now they eat really well and they eat a lot of different stuff. So.
And you guys do eat every night. It's picnic some of the time.
Picnic, which means... that's what they all ask. Can we please have a picnic?
Right.
And that means, and I will tell them, get your picnic chairs ready.
Oh, yeah. We have little chairs that go on the coffee table in the living room.
Yeah. And so then they will eat in front of the TV.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Shay, what do you guys? So what's your dinner? You have like a complicated dinner schedule, kind of.
It's similar to Courtney's. We don't call it picnic. But essentially, Chris and I, ever since the babies were babies, really, and we're really gluttonous people. So we really enjoy eating after the kids go to bed. It's just a thing. And so we have gone from frozen nuggets and things like that to trying to feed the kids. I mean, there's always a vegetable or a fruit or both. And then there's, we're trying to, they're definitely limited. And I think that doing what you did would be an amazing experiment in my house, because when we do family dinners, which is like once or twice a week,
Right.
it's kind of a special thing, and we make them eat what we made, and it doesn't always work. But again, we don't let them starve. We give them like something that you can have this,
Right.
cucumber, sure. But for the most part, Chris and I, like our relationship, I think a lot is based in that time we have together at 8:00, and we sit down in front of the TV. We catch up on our day first. We eat something delicious. My husband is an amazing cook. And then we watch a show, and then we go to bed. And that time is like really precious to us. It's like our decompression time. So I realized that it has probably been detrimental to A, my kids' manners, and B, my kids' food habits. But
your marriage is great.
my marriage is great. And honestly, at the family dinners, the kids think it's so special that it's a really fun thing. We all really enjoy it, and we all talk about our day, and we do all those kinds of things too. So we're trying to integrate that more, because I think for a while, especially when you have like 5 and unders, we were super,
Right.
I hate to say the word lazy, but we were just like lazy about
You're
it. It
surviving.
was like, what can we
You're surviving.
Yeah. So now we're trying to, be a little bit more adventurous with them with food and try to introduce them to more stuff. But ultimately it's picnic style, and I am fine with them watching a show, because that's the only show they watch. So they're at school all day. They're, they're doing all their stuff. They're doing their homework. We do reading afterwards, etc. If they want to sit in front of the TV and eat their buttery noodles and broccoli, like, I don't care. I just got my shit done.
Right.
So I have a love-hate relationship with these choices, because I feel super guilty about it in a lot of ways. But then I'm like, gosh, it's really always worked for us. And Chris, I don't want to miss that time. Like, we
No, I
love
love
that
that.
time.
Yeah, that's how we are. I feel like I have to say, they do eat vegetables and fruit. Our problem is we have one child that is super adventurous in food, and she'll eat whatever. Our daughter will eat whatever we eat. Our son is very, very picky. And so it's when you're at work all day, you come home, and it's like the last battle you want to have about dinner. And there is something about peace to everybody just being happy in the end of the evening.
Totally.
You know, but it is those transitions that we have, right? That we need to, the transition sucks. But once you get through the transition, it's usually pretty beautiful, right? So
Yeah.
maybe I'll try.
And cooking for me, and I think Tracey can attest to this, it's a creative outlet for me. It's relaxing. No one can come in my kitchen. Don't even try to help me. No, you cannot try. No, just get out. And I just need, it's like my domain. So it's kind of like where I can and everyone eats what I make, usually there's always some complaining.
If you ever get a divorce, I'll marry you.
Okay. Well, what I'm looking for, I'm seeking a wife. I would like a wife.
Everyone needs a wife.
Everyone needs a wife.
I need a wife and a husband.
Sure.
Yes.
Well, sure. Yeah. Or at least a wife.
One other thing I want to point out about Courtney too, that you guys had reversed roles in your house domestically for a long time. So Courtney's a midwife, and you have been like on call and working predominantly, especially when the babies were little. So there's a certain sense of exhaustion in your weird schedule that has hindered probably your domestic.
Well, and I really, honestly, I have a true partner.
He's great at that
and
stuff.
I always make the joke that and it's true, that if our kids need new shoes, he doesn't come to me and ask me, what size do they wear? He just orders them or goes and buys them clothes. And I think that really he was a stay-at-home dad for 5 years, I can't remember, somewhere. It's all a blur then. But I also worked nights. So he was getting up with them at nighttime and taking them to swim lessons and doing all that. So we don't fight about domestic stuff in the household. We definitely have roles. I do not take out the trash ever.
No.
And I do not pick up dog shit.
Either does Tracey.
I
I'm
don't
so
do
jealous.
it. But the laundry is mine. The bills are mine. We definitely have roles, and we joke about roles of like what we do, and it's actually worked out really well. But it has made me lack in cooking. That's where we struggle. We both hate it. So we always have like one of us likes something. Each of us likes something.
Or
But
can
cooking-
tolerate something.
Right, tolerate
It's
it.
like
You're
like
right.
is kind of
Right.
huge.
But cooking is no.
Interesting.
Ugh.
Tracy, did you have any thoughts about your own domestic prowess? Because I consider you pretty
What?
Pretty-
What?
pretty Martha Stewart about a lot of things.
Oh,
I wouldn't say like
is that a compliment?
yes.
Yes.
That felt like an insult.
Well, when we come to Tracy's, you're well taken care of. You're fed very
Oh,
well.
she's such a
Like,
mama bear. Like you're like my Aunt Tracy. Like that sounds weird to everyone who does not know
Yeah.
my Aunt Tracy. I have an Aunt Tracy who's also like this. Like you're fed, you're taken care of at your home. Your home is warm and comforting. You cook dinner every night. For the most part.
Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, we definitely have family dinners. And I do. And I think that's how I was raised. So it's hard to like shed that skin. Like we had dinner at 6:30 every night of my life with my family growing up. And it's just like ingrained in me. So we eat at 6:30. And maybe it's part of my like bizarre Germanic heritage too. Like I am very much of the school. Like if you don't like it, then you can go to bed hungry and you'll learn to like it. Like I have no tolerance for my daughter. Like not, I mean, obviously if she's just gagging and she definitely hates something, I won't force it down her throat. But otherwise I'm just like, here's what we're having for dinner and you don't get a say in it. But we do have family dinners. But then I cook, but like on Mondays, we'll do meatless Mondays, but I'll like overcook and then we'll just eat leftovers for 2 days. So it's
right.
not like I'm like whipping up this like 4-course meal every night. It's not like, I wish I could food prep on Sundays, but I can't.
can't
See,
do
but
that.
that's
I
where
can't do that.
Courtney and I think are different than the two of you in the sense of planning. So like you are good at going to the store and knowing what you're going to need for the week, or looking in your refrigerator and saying, "Oh, I can make this, this, and this," which is something that you famously do.
Oh,
know.
I'm better at that. I'm not good at going to the store. I feel like my guilt is like, oh, you know how they always say if you go to the store often, you actually spend more money because if you don't know what
Sure.
you're getting. And I'm constantly just going several times a week when I'm like, oh, I should just go once. Like my sister goes on Fridays and just can buy all the food. And I think it's so, how do you know?
That gives me
How do you know where your
anxiety.
life is going? I mean, we just don't know. And-
Beyond, I can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I do when I look at a recipe too. It's like ugh, I have to buy every single thing. People are just stocked well. in
Oh,
their
sure. You
thing.
have to be a food hoarder like I am. I mean,
Yeah.
we have like
Yes.
Serena and I have all the spices.
We run into each other at Whole Foods quite often.
Constantly.
I'm
I
like,
think
"Oh,
I've been in a
hi."
Whole Foods once in the last 10
And
years.
then I'll text
We
her,
run
I'm at
into
Whole
each-
Foods thinking of you.
Well, it's close to us.
It
I mean,
is
you don't have
close.
one close to you, but now, like if you're budgeting, now my challenge, like my weird personal challenge is what can I cook out of my cupboard?
Right.
So I don't go to the store. And then it's just
Right.
like a personal goal, but I'm like Serena too. Cooking is my catharsis. Like that is my relax. Like when my husband comes home and there's, some Julia Child beef bourguignon and I'm drinking Manhattan, he's like, what happened today? Like that's when I'm really stressed, I
You're
head
like,
straight to the kitchen.
the pump and dump show.
Well, the only thing, this might sound super annoying, but like it just, we have roles as moms, and when my kids come home and if they smell something inviting, it feels like home to them, and they're like, it's like the sense of like coming home and there's something cooking, and I know they rely on that smell, and my husband relies on that, and I'm like basically taking care of the family in my way.
That's how my kids feel when they smell popcorn in that
Right.
in the microwave.
And weed.
Yeah.
We'll start these questions now that we all know who eats what for dinner.
Did you just say twat?
No,
Okay.
but you did.
Dinner.
Who eats twat for dinner?
While Serena's looking for a wife.
All of our
I am.
husbands.
Or no, that's Courtney. Okay. Okay. First question. Do you go to bed with dirty dishes in the sink? I'll answer. Only if we have a party and we're super drunk. Or we get in a fight. Otherwise, we usually, and I'm lucky too, my husband does the dishes.
He's a dish guy.
He's a dish guy.
He puts gloves on with olive oil inside them on his hands.
Oh my God.
Well,
Was I allowed to say that?
he's very proud of it.
Wow.
He doesn't, he is
That's
like
a
that.
good
He
little
doesn't.
tip.
hands.
I like that little tip.
Well, he cleans a lot of dishes, man. So yeah.
Do you make a mess in the kitchen when you cook?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my
You know me.
gosh. I'm like, yes, she does.
Okay.
No, but we share hotel rooms all the time, right? And so what's so great about your cooking too is like you don't worry. Like I'm such an anal cooker that sounds weird. That it's like stresses me out to cook because I need to be cleaning up along the way.
Right.
But you just enjoy the act of cooking, a little this, a little that. So what if it's messy? We'll clean it up later. And I think that's how my husband is, and that's why he's such a great cook. I'm so I have a lot of like my parents in me when it comes to that stuff. So
no, and I think that's one thing I was always taught my kid, because I think she's growing up to be a little bit like, she freaks out if there's messes. I'm like, a mess can always be cleaned up. You can always clean up if you're dirty. So I just tell myself that, and then my husband does it.
yeah,
After I cook. Okay, Courtney, do you go to bed with dirty dishes in the sink?
I think you all know the answer, but yes. It's getting better, but yes, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Serena?
It can't happen.
There's no way.
There's no way. I will not. I can't
Sleep?
I can't sleep if there's dirty dishes in the
you're like
sink.
Monica from Friends with the pair of shoes.
I
Remember
wish
there
I
was, like,
had
the pair of
her
shoes?
waistline though. She was so skinny.
Oh, jeez.
No, there's no way.
Shay?
So what happens is there will be like a soaking pot. I can handle that because it's the clutter. So it's like right now, the fact that there's dishes in there has been like killing me all morning. But I can handle like a couple soaking pots because that's generally, Chris will do all the dishes but those. It just like kills me. But otherwise, yes, cleaned up.
And I will say we have this standoff with wine glasses. Like no one in my family likes to like wash wine glasses like me or obviously my daughter doesn't, but me and my husband. And so we'll just let them sit on the counter, and it's like a standoff to see how many wine glasses we can have on the counter before someone breaks down and washes them. That's our thing.
Because you have to wash them by hand.
Yeah, exactly. Although my husband tries to put them in the dishwasher and it makes me nuts.
Right.
Sure. Okay, Courtney, next question.
We have a bowl here full of
yes,
questions.
we're pulling questions from a bowl.
Do your kids have tablets? How long often do they watch them? They watch it in the evening, like before they go to bed. We don't do TV in the morning. And then like, when we're driving somewhere, we don't do it when we go out to dinner. And they don't carry their tablets. Like they have them, we have them, but they're not really allowed to watch them. They have to watch TV together and agree on what
I
they
like that.
want to
That's nice.
watch.
That's nice.
And how often? It varies. I would say the majority is a hour and a half before they go to bed.
Your pediatrician would be very proud of you.
Yes.
You'd be like the model.
And on the weekends.
Well,
sure.
That's a
And
That's
if
a
you've
given.
delivered a baby all night and
and if I just need some time.
Sure.
Like I will say go watch. And now I'm more struggling with what they're watching now than the amount of time. They have discovered YouTube,
Oh God, that's
which is
awful.
terrible.
Yes.
It's these families that like, have you watched it?
We have a strict YouTube is banned in my house.
Okay.
Like not even, and even if she wants to watch a craft thing, I watch it with her. I have no tolerance for YouTube.
Yeah, we need to get there because it's terrible.
We've had some
It's
bad
these
experiences,
Families
yeah.
that go, I don't know. I can't even explain it. We will sit there and watch like 5 minutes of it, and we're like, it's done.
And your
You
brain
can't
is
do
dripping
it.
out your ear.
Yeah, and you just yeah. So that's them.
Serena.
I don't know. It's getting harder and harder as they get older. My 9-year-old, he's obsessed with YouTube, but he watches bottle flipping, and Rubik's Cube champs. So I'm like, okay, it's not that bad.
I know. Right?
But
Don't let
then
him get
he'll-
into the families.
Then he watches like Dude Perfect. Have you guys heard of Dude Perfect? He has a hat, a backpack, multiple T-shirts, sports paraphernalia. It's these like clean living dudes in Texas who do trick shots. And he's obsessed
I do know that.
with Dude Perfect. And they're out of Texas, and he's like their fan club, #1 fan club member. So it's clean living on YouTube, but it's insane. It's obsessive, and it's probably on his Wii. He watches it on his Wii, which is like a tablet, I guess. It's not like an iPad, but whatever. Probably 2 hours a day total in the morning. Like he gets up at between 5:30 and 6 every day, and he's on his own, so he watches his bottle flipping, YouTube, Rubik's Cube till that's his jam. And then my daughter, she's in middle school, so we had to get her a phone, and that was really hard. It was really a big struggle for me because I was just so worried. But she watches a little YouTube, but she watches like tasty, like were you cooking? Like
Oh, those tasty videos.
and
Those
like
are fun.
there was one that she was watching and I was horrified and I made her unsubscribe. This woman who you watch her eat food.
Oh, it's that
God, it's so
ASMR.
upsetting.
It's the whole thing.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you watching? Hell no, turn that shit off. And I was like, she's like, it's so weird. I'm like,
People are
Ava,
obsessed.
it's so gross. So
So gross.
Yeah.
I basically had to like curtail that. But she doesn't have social media, which has caused a problem in her social life, but I could give two shits. So she's on her phone a little bit, but she mainly watches Modern Family. Every episode 55 times.
Oh, that's
like
fun.
she's on a loop of Modern Family.
Oh, wow.
I've even seen every episode like 5 times. I'm like, this one again? But she like loves that show.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's cute, but it's getting a little odd cargo for my taste.
sure.
Yeah, it's like a lot of Modern
How do
Family.
they subscribe? Like my kids watch YouTube on TV. Like
I don't know.
on the
I don't
You have to have an account.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not. That's great. I feel
So we
good.
have a restricted. I think we have a restricted YouTube. We have a restricted internet connection, or you can get parental restrictions, so they can't really put in like sex,
Pornhub.
Yeah.
and it won't show up. So
This podcast is sponsored by Pornhub.
Okay, Shay.
Kids have tablets, for sure. Georgia mainly watches gymnastics and do-it-yourself crafts.
okay,
Bo watches. Sometimes he watches other people play video games, which really bothers me.
oh, we have that too. Yeah,
And he'll watch a lot of TV on the tablet. So when we don't want him, we have kind of a smaller house. When we don't want him in the living room, and we just kind of let him watch things on their tablet. My kids are super rule followers, so they know, and they share a room too, so they're like reporting on the others. So I know when somebody's watching something they're not supposed to.
Right.
And
That's nice.
And it's generally Bo's watching something that some teenager made and who says like, you hit me in the nuts, and then
yeah.
George is like, Mom, he's not supposed to watch that. So, and he knows and he's good about it. But yeah, we definitely use it as a tool, I would say, for sure. They can't watch it in the car because they puke, so that sucks, like on long trips. But for the most part, we allow it on school nights. I don't allow much more than an hour of either TV or tablet. And on weekends, depends what we're up to. Like we've been building a shed, and if they want to sit inside and watch a movie or watch their tablets, like I'm fine with it.
Right.
I'm not anti-tablet, and I was a TV raised kid, so I think
I
that
was too.
influences me
I
a
was
lot.
too.
We had a TV in every room,
but you had
including
like
our
4
bathroom.
stations that you could look at.
That's true.
That's true, but I watched, your daughter watches Modern Family. I watched every episode of Growing Pains,
Right.
like
Family
it's
Ties,
just
Cosby
like-
Show, like, right?
Plus,
Yeah.
that was commercials. At least they're not watching like commercial after commercial.
No,
Seriously.
not being advertised to.
It's nice.
Which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah. Evie has a tablet for sure. And we had to do no TV during the week because she is that kid that would she would watch TV until her eyes bled. Like she loves it. And I don't know, maybe that's an only child thing because there's not anyone else in the house to play with. So it's like a default. And then now she can read, so it's better. We're just like, just go read a book. But she was getting really cranky. I was letting her watch TV during the week. Same thing, like, oh, you can watch an hour, come home from school, whatever, no problem. She's turning into a real asshole after she watched TV. It was making her moody. She was affected by even just watching some stupid cartoon. It would affect her mood. So we just had to cut it down, and she was like a completely different person during the week when we cut it. So we have 0 TV during the week, and then like she can watch like I say an hour and a half, but it's always more on the weekends.
Sure.
And she will wake up early so she can like watch her TV, which I don't like that. I mean, it just makes me, I'm like, girl, there's so much more to life, but it's her thing. She loves it.
It's a decompression in a way for them,
Yeah.
just to like chill out.
I know.
Well, and I honestly, when they get up early and grab their tablets, I could care fucking less at this point. I
Well-
just want to sleep, and they're fine. They're watching
Yeah.
tablets.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And we don't, she's
It's not like
allowed
I'm
to watch
sleeping
TV
till
in the
noon,
car. No, of course not. Yeah.
all right, next question.
Serene.
How organized are your cabinets? What's your best and worst one?
All of them are the best.
So basically, my pantry, like, I I had a mission one weekend. I was going to redo my pantry, and it was like, I was dreaming about like canisters and like, well, Tracy's the same. Wait, she gets me. We understand each other. Like, I'll go to your house. I'm like, oh my God, I love that you put your brown rice in that, da-da-da, you know. So I took everything out, and I was like curating, and I literally was having panic attacks because it just wasn't the
Looking
flow.
the way
It
you
just
want.
wasn't, and I just was like lacking this. I needed that, and I bought like, what are those things? Turnstiles? What are those?
yeah.
Lazy
Lazy
Susan.
Susans. And everything was wobbling. And it was so stupid. And I ended up putting everything back the way it was. And I just made peace with it.
Oh.
But I'm always on a constant search for like interesting containers for flour, sugar, like finding something that's different that not everyone else has. Looking at like, does the lid suction off quickly or fat? Like, will it keep the food fresh? Like, I'm crazy. So I would say, in my bathroom, I have like all of my accoutrement like very like lovingly put in different places. And I just, you know, I'm like very OCD with my cabinets.
Okay.
I'm impressed.
Shay.
Well, let me just preface this by saying that I grew up in an OCD house with 2 parents and a brother who were all extremely OCD. Like, you can't put a cup down, it will be gone. You can't leave a pill out, my dad would take it. It's a whole other episode. But that is what I come from. So on the outside, as you look around my living room, you know, I don't like a ton of clutter. I like things to be neat. I'm a neat person. But behind a door, for
Watch out.
example, my linen closet has 2 vacuums in the bottom that don't work. And then just like an arrangement of nothing folded properly between napkins, tablecloths, towels, mismatched everything, just stuffed in and piled in. So behind a cabinet, the organization is a complete disaster, and it's just a rebellious little thing.
Totally.
Where it's like how I don't like to make lists because my mother left so many lists when I was growing up. I would wake up in the morning as a child.
I'm going to totally fuck up my kids with my lists.
Well, they might just be like me. And then and so I never make lists because it was like such a Marcia thing to do.
Interesting.
And it drives me crazy. So I would just rather like not be that organized because it's like my little tiny rebellion.
I like that.
Let me preface this by saying my brain in any given time, it's like there's like 55 conversations happening inside of it. So I am the opposite of you. I don't have a lot of clutter, but my house can get very messy because I'm spacey. Like, I know Shane, this is what she wanted to say. Like, I will just drop something and just keep going. And my dad's like that. So like, but we'll eventually clean it all up. But my cupboards are like, my label maker is like my second kin. Like, I have everything
You do
labeled,
have a good labeling
and
system.
everything has. But it's because if I don't, that's when I start to panic because I think I just move too fast. That I need to know if I don't put the flour back exactly where it belongs, I just can't, and then I can't find it. Like, it ruins. So I've like this like kind of bizarre anal retentive thing. And then I'll wake up one day and be like, I have to reorganize the linen closet, and I will pull everything out and refold everything. And my clothes are like color coordinated. They're like by size and type. And then within them color coordinated. And then with that, the patterns are color coordinated. Like,
my gosh.
but then I'll have like a giant pile of clothes on the floor. Like, I make no sense. But internally it's like a system because if I don't, my brain will explode.
All right. I don't like stuff. I don't like a lot of stuff. So we have done quite a bit of renovation to our house and our garage. And so we got rid of a lot of storage space, which felt great. So we no longer, all we have for storage is one closet and a little space underneath our stairs. That's it. No garage, no basement, no nothing. And it's amazing.
Oh,
so
you're like a minimalist. Kind of.
I try.
That's great.
So I, every once in a while, I will pick a room and go through that room and just if it doesn't have a place, it needs to go. My cupboards and that, they're not clean by any means. It doesn't bother me to have my cereal boxes all lined up. There's one stuffed on the top and bread that's probably too old and moldy, but I don't know it because it's so stuffed under the other 5 loaves that I have in there.
Serena's like sweating.
Oh my God. So if you open any of my towels are all from different, they're not the same. nothing is organized, but I don't like stuff. So
I don't like stuff.
I try to get rid of stuff, and if it doesn't have a place, it goes. But opening a closet that's like terribly messy, I'll get to it someday. It doesn't bother me. And I definitely do not have a labeler.
Oh God. I mean, I'm actively searching for like, if I run out, if I don't have backup label tape, I panic. I don't know what's wrong with me. I label everything, but it's because I'll forget what it is if I don't write it down.
I do have, I just did this because it looks so beautiful, is the ball jars with like the rice and the lentils and the everything that I never cook, right? Because I don't cook.
Right.
But it sure looks beautiful on my counter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, next question. Do you eat in bed?
No, except that cereal at night is my favorite thing in life, like my most favorite thing. So I will eat a bowl of cereal in bed, but then I'll get back up and put the bowl in the kitchen, and I will not wash it because the dishwasher is probably running, so I'll just put it in the sink. But no, I don't like eat pizza in bed or anything.
No, definitely not. I don't. No.
No, not my jam.
Only when I've been sick, I guess. Did I eat in
like
bed?
a bowl of crackers or like.
But I will say that in my 20s, this is one of the grossest things, like if we're just like admitting dirty little secrets. I used to smoke in my bed. Like I lived in this apartment in New York
So
City.
bohemian of you.
I know. I was trying to think of the word that would describe that.
I would lay in my bed and smoke cigarettes in my bed.
Gross.
I know.
And
it's
a fire
funny to
hazard.
think about now because it's so
hilarious.
gross.
No, yeah.
I would do that. And it's totally like there's a backpack that I kept for like 15 years because it had saved my life, because like an ash had fallen and like on the backpack, and like there's still like a little burn mark, and I was like, this is my lucky backpack because it saved my life.
Oh my God.
Gross, right?
I love that. Is it my turn? Yeah, you just read.
I just read one.
What's the one house chore you hate to do more than anything else? Oh God. I hate cleaning. I hate all of it.
Just all of the cleaning.
Yeah, I have like when I have to like clean the whole house. Well, I'm lucky. My husband cleans too. I'm just so lucky. So in some ways, I've just been spoiled. But if there's like a mess or people are coming over and my husband's not there to back me up, like my first instinct is like I have to pour a drink and then put the music on really loud. Otherwise, I can't deal. I just hate it. So I just hate cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate putting clothes away. My children specifically. Yeah. But I like picking up. I do. I will put on music and pick up. I'm not a big cleaner. Like my baseboards don't get clean. I don't mop my floor ever. I maybe like the little spots that you can see. But picking up, I do on a daily basis and make sure everything. I like there not to be stuff everywhere. Yeah. But I hate kids' clothes, putting them away.
Sure.
And right, they should be doing it, but they don't.
No.
I don't like cleaning at all, and my husband does a majority of the house cleaning. We have an arrangement. The one thing that if I see it, I'll flip out and I have to clean it because it makes me want to throw up. If there's toothpaste in the sink, I will like make barfing noises like while I clean it with like a what is it, Clorox wipe.
So you hate to see it, but you also have to clean it.
I can't just leave it there for like, because the kids are so gross. There's like
Totally
toothpaste
in
Oh,
our
God.
guest
I like
bathroom
want to
right now.
throw up, and I like gag as I clean it, and then I yell and scream at everyone like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" So, can you not brush? Why are you? That should be in your mouth, not on the sink.
Oh my
whatever.
gosh.
So toothpaste just makes me want to hurt. And then sometimes if I'm like walking in my bathroom floor, my toe, I'm like, "What's on there?" It's like dental floss stuck in my toe. My husband like left it. I'm like, oh. So that picking it up, like throwing it in the trash, so gross. But I pick up all the time. Like my house is very neat.
But you
'cause I
don't like
clutter.
but what don't you like though?
Oh, cleaning?
Oh, just
the
general
I don't
cleaning.
like cleaning.
Okay.
It's like exercise. Not really into it.
Yeah.
My least favorite thing, gosh, I don't love going to the grocery store. There are people who love going to the grocery store. My sister-in-law loves going to the grocery store. If I didn't have to do it, I'd be thrilled.
Do you do online shopping? Like, do you
Sometimes.
do your like Instacart thing?
Sometimes my husband is very anti because he's the opposite of me in many ways.
Can I change my answer?
Now it's going to the store.
I hate it.
I hate going to the store.
Yeah. I'll put my kids' clothes away all day long.
Yeah.
If you don't have to go to the
If
store.
I don't have to
That's
go to the store
awesome.
or cook it.
I don't mind. I mean, I'm a person who's always cleaning up. So like, that doesn't drive me crazy because it's a part of it's so ingrained in me that it makes me feel better to have things neat or straightened up or whatever. And I don't mind cleaning if I put my mind into it. Like, okay, I need to clean this. But it's the chore of going to the store that just makes me nuts.
Okay. Court?
And giving blowjobs.
No, we don't mind that.
We don't mind that.
Yeah. We're very open about that.
If there's anything we want people to take away
Yeah.
from our podcast, it's like how many times we mentioned that we don't mind
Yeah,
that.
we don't care. Yeah, we're good.
Do you wear slippers or a house dress? So not the house dress. I call them my quitters. And so when I get home at the end of the day, and sometimes midday, depending on what's going on, I put on my comfy pants. It's like
yeah.
one of the first things I do. And I put on slippers. And I love it. It's one
delicious.
of my, yes.
What is quitters?
Yeah.
mean?
That I'm quit. I'm
Oh, I
done.
love
Oh my
that.
God, I've never heard
I love
that
quitters.
before. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
quitters. They're done. Like if someone says you want to come over, sorry, I've got my quitters on.
Did you make that up or
A friend of mine said it, and I was like,
That's a good one.
describes
I'm super into it.
me.
My quitters.
Yeah, and I do. Like I change my clothes almost immediately.
Oh, yeah, we
and
were
I mean, I'm changing in like tights. It's not like I'm wearing like business suit outfits.
Right. You're like
I'm
going from
changing-
comfortable to
delivering
more
babies.
comfortable.
Right. I am changing from like comfy clothes to even comfier clothes.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
that's what I do. Yeah.
Do you?
So I work from home, and I have plantar fasciitis on my foot, so my feet hurt if I'm walking barefoot on the hardwood floors. So I got house shoes.
What brands?
They're like so ugly.
So are ours.
not
My
wearing them right
kids
now,
make
but-
fun of me. My friends have come up. They're like, "Really with those shoes? They're little black Merrells, like little slip-on
Oh, okay.
Merrells.
Like your orthotics.
They're orthotics,
Yeah.
and I do have an orthotic in my shoe right now. No, so I have house shoes, and I wear literally activewear all day and all night, and then after dinner, I like change in my pajamas.
Oh yeah.
Like I go from comfy to comfy.
Yeah.
But I don't wear. I
comfy.
just like I feel like that's a little different though. I don't put house shoes on because I don't want my floor to get dirty. Like I'll wear my normal shoes in my house. Do you wear your shoes in house? Are people allowed to
I
wear
really
shoes?
don't like them wearing their shoes.
I mean, I
around
didn't
the
even have to
house.
ask the question. I know the answer.
I like, but sometimes I can't. Their shoes are all fucking everywhere. They're everywhere.
I never think
Constantly.
about. We don't take off our shoes. We
I
don't take
do
off
if they're like
shoes.
getting on the couch. I don't like that.
No.
Or going in the
We're
basement.
bad about that. My daughter the other day was like, even his slippers. She was like, "Dad, you just went outside with those slippers," and he was just like sitting on the couch with them on.
Oh, I go outside
We
with
don't
my
really think about
slippers.
it. I do too.
I take my house shoes out to get the mail.
Oh yeah. I'm generally wearing even during this today. I'm not because I'm wearing my fuzzy other warmer shoes, but I generally wear a pair of leopard Vionics or
Vionics,
orthotic
yeah.
slippers because my back hurts.
Right. Which she got because I have been buying Vionics orthotic slippers for years, and they're the best, and they're ugly as hell. Sorry, Vionics, but I mean, come on, ladies, whoever's designing, but they are like.
I doubt it's a lady.
Good point. But they're so, it's like, because our backs hurt all the time. Our backs hurt.
Yeah. Well,
And-
and the second to Courtney's point and yours, I mean, the second I walk in the door, second Chris walks in the door, it is always comfy pants. Like at one point I had a bunch of LLCs. Like I was a contractor for something and I was starting another business and this, and I said to myself, if I ever start another business, it's going to be called comfy pants.
Yeah, but you pick up your kids in your comfy pants.
Oh yeah. I'm a school drop off pickup comfy pants.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Constant.
I have dropped her off in my pajama bottoms before.
Do the moms at your schools like dress for drop off and pick up?
No,
Not at our school.
no.
But my friend who just moved like 15 minutes from here said that at the there's a mom in her neighborhood who wears heels to the bus stop, which I'm like super impressed with.
Maybe
actually,
she's on her way
'cause
to
she's kind of
work?
just she works from home, but she just kind of wants to
That
get her
makes her
shit
feel
together.
like-
And I'm like,
every
I think
year,
that's great.
I'm like, girl, start wearing clothes and just pull
Right.
yourself together and be an
Yes.
adult. And I start, and then I'm like, this sucks.
Right.
I need my sports bra or no bra at all.
Well, and here's the thing I think about being so like I think years ago I would have been like, fuck her in her heels. And now I'm just kind of like, wow,
Go,
good
girl.
job.
Sure.
Because I
Right.
know
That takes
how
some
hard it
effort.
is.
That's
yeah. And I'm
effort.
kind of like, whatever you have to do. I mean, you're a
Right.
mom, I'm a mom. Whatever you have to do to get your day started, Good job.
No, I am. Yeah. I, like, again, my sister, she like takes a shower and puts on makeup and does her hair like every day. And I'm always so impressed. Like, it's so great. And I just can't. I should. I feel better when I do. But then everyone's like, what's wrong with you? What'd you do today? Like, no one understands if I look pulled together when they come home. They're like, what happened?
I
like,
started
let's go to a funeral. Yeah. They're like, where's the food?
I started putting, I started putting foundation in my moisturizer.
Oh yeah.
This is my new step up.
Foundation.
I didn't do it today because at least it gives me like a little bit of something in one step. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do.
Like
It's like your own BB cream.
It's my own BBCC cream.
Do you fold your kids' clothes? I do.
Oh, Serena, you're amazing.
I'm not. Okay, this is going to sound really annoying, but it kind of made me find peace with doing that because I hated it so much. Someone told me that as you're folding the clothes, to each thing you're folding, to say how appreciative you are that your son can you can buy these socks that he can wear to his soccer games, and like you can afford to buy this shirt for your daughter because it's so cute and it looks really cute on her, and you have the ability to do it for her, and like how lucky and blessed your family is, and doing that kind of, I don't know if it's like
a mantra. You're like
with
blessing
clothing.
The clothes.
I'm blessing the clothes, and so it makes me less angry and pissed off that I'm doing this folding.
Wait, do people not fold their? I mean, our kids are
know.
really
I'm
young.
like,
oh my
I
God.
fold
Maybe
their
it
clothes.
is.
Absolutely not. Like not even.
Have you seen my child try to put his shoes on? Like, there's no way he's folding clothes.
I know. That's what I think.
fun.
My 6-year-old son is never. I mean, I haven't tried it.
But even when she was a baby, I think I folded one onesie and I looked at it. I'm like, this is insanity. I'm not folding these clothes. And I just shove it in a drawer.
Oh.
Which is why I'm so
I mean,
weird.
their drawers are not full. It's like they end up in there and then they go through them.
Oh,
with
yeah,
their
they make a
clothes.
total mess of their clothes.
So what's the point of folding them?
I mean, I fold them and they are quite organized. Like
Going in.
My son's got his short sleeve at the top and then the long sleeve at the bottom, and he's got his shorts drawer and his.
Oh, she has all that. It's all labeled. Don't worry.
It's
all labeled. It's just.
But I do. There is like this bin in our bedroom, in our closet, that there's 3 stacks. I always put my clothes away. There's a stack for my son, for my daughter, and for my husband, who does not. I fold everybody's clothes, but I do not put my husband's clothes away.
Oh,
no way.
Chris does his own laundry. I do me and the kids. Chris does his own laundry.
How do you separate it?
We have different bins.
Oh wow.
We have a lot of bins upstairs.
Does he
actually,
not let you do his laundry?
Oh no, it's just because I hate doing laundry and he doesn't mind it. And we always just want to do it at different times. Like, we're not a very scheduled laundry family.
Right.
But when we lived in Queens, he used to take all of our laundry across to the Fluff and Fold, which was the most, someone else does your laundry and
Fluff
folds
and fold.
it.
I remember those days in LA.
It was we lived above and below this Greek family who made so much fun of Christopher because he did the laundry and he did all the grocery shopping. And so they would always make comments, always, about how much work he was doing.
How
in
you're
the house,
failing as a
and that
woman.
I'm just a failure.
I do laundry every day.
Really?
I do laundry at least.
I have to
4
do it
times
more
a week.
now.
Yeah, I do it. I mean, I don't have a pattern, but I do it a few times.
I can't have a laundry basket full. It will give me.
Oh my God,
like,
don't go
anxiety.
upstairs.
And I will not do. I would rather you can cut me before I will let you do my laundry. Like, I will never. My husband has offered to do the laundry, and I'm like, no, you can't do it.
And
you
everything.
separate, right?
Oh God, yeah.
No.
I don't separate. I fucking throw all that shit in.
Well,
Yeah.
plus,
Hopefully
but
not.
That is surprising. How daring of you.
you're nuts.
I'm kind of weird, like Tracy. I have my
Settle down.
yeah,
idiosyncrasies.
but it's because I'm so tall, right? Like, I spent my life having clothes shrink on me and never fit. So I have like this, like half the stuff I
Right.
wash is cold and everything is hung out to dry because
that's
I can't
true.
afford an inch off my clothes or it won't fit me.
Mine,
more.
I need to like throw in and wash in hot and,
And shrink.
dry, shrink
Tiny,
it all.
Courtney
tiny
weighs
person.
like Courtney's like the size of my right thigh, and I'm 14 feet taller than all of you. All right, is it my turn? Okay,
This is fun.
this is fun.
It is. I almost feel like we should open a bottle of wine.
Ooh, I'm in.
Wow,
Wow.
we uncovered a lot of dirt.
There's a lot of dirt in there. literally a lot of dirt in our homes, except
Yeah.
Serena's.
Yeah.
I feel validated.
I feel lighter. I'm glad I aired my dirty laundry.
I'm glad we aired some dirty laundry. This conversation goes on. And so we've decided that we're actually going to do a second episode with more questions and more from these amazing mom friend guests. So look for that because that'll be next. And I hope that you feel better about your domestic habits.
And little did we know, it actually was a delightful conversation. We could almost make a party game out of it. Like gather your girlfriends together and
Talk
have a
about your
glass of
label
wine
makers.
and talk about when you make your beds. It was really fun.
Which apparently not anybody really does.
No, apparently not.
We are on tour. We got a tour update.
All right. Tour update.
So we're still on a break.
We're still on a little bit of a break. We're headed to Iowa soon.
Yes, next week actually.
Iowa, Sacramento, and San Jose.
Yep. And we're super excited about that. And also, we talked about this last podcast, but we launched our new sort of give back initiative, School Night Out, where the first 5 schools that contact us to use our show as a fundraiser, we will give $2 back for every ticket for every person that from your school who comes to the show is for a fun mom's night out or parents night out.
So if your school needs money, like my school needs money, you certainly can tell your PTO person to contact us. It's that simple. They contact us and then they just spread the word about the show. And then the people who buy tickets just give us a proof of purchase and then it's done. We just send a check at the end of the show.
Yeah,
So it's
easy peasy, no red tape. All you have to do is go to our website. So thepumpanumshow.com/fundraise. All the, instructions are there in the email and we'll hook you guys up. And it's been fun reaching out. It's been fun talking to schools who are so excited to have this as like a little fundraiser, community builder.
Huntington, New York's doing a party bus, I hear. I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we told you about that. So that's really fun. And then we just announced all of our dates for 2019.
But here's the thing. So Tracey and I talk often about how this is our business, right? There are so many strategic decisions to make when it comes to marketing. And so when you have shows, like for example, we have 2 shows in Florida. We have Fort Lauderdale and Orlando right at the end of January.
Well, middle, frankly.
What is it? The 18th and 19th or something. And so at what point can you guys help us out and just email us, give us your thoughts. At what point do you want to hear about a show at the end of January?
Is it because
we're on sale now?
Sure, but we also understand, we're heading quickly. We're galloping into the holidays, where everyone's brain just turns into holiday survival mode, but we're also so excited to have these shows in January. But we don't want to tell you about the shows when you're not even thinking. And does January feel like it's like years away, and you won't even maybe think about buying a ticket until after the new year? Or would you do it now? Would you just lock it down and do it now?
Yeah, we're trying to budget. We're trying to see like how much effort pre-Christmas to post-Christmas. So if you have an opinion on that, also if you're in Florida and you want to do our school night out, or you have any thoughts about how to reach Florida moms, let us know because we need to do it.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale, we've been there before. We had a great time and we're excited to go back. And Orlando, we've never been to you before, and we're at the Hard Rock Live. And is that cool?
I mean, I've heard it's beautiful. we
it's
know
cool.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do moms go to the Hard Rock Live?
Moms
educate us, Florida?
Yeah, we're always so, what is this town like? Where are we going? It's fun. It's fun for us, but it's also good to get to know you and how much you want to hear from us for the next 3 months.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the tour update at this point because we've been on a little bit of a break, which has given us the opportunity to do this, which has been fun.
It really has been.
Before we start pounding it out in 2019.
I do have to make one goal though. I have not had a pedicure since July when I was in Wichita, and my toenails, one just broke off. Like usually we try to pull ourselves together for shows just to not sort of scare anyone. So my goal between now and next week when we leave for Iowa City is to just have somebody fix my feet.
I feel similar. I'm in yoga and I look down and I'm at that point where it's like a dot of nail polish left, like just a tiny dot on like 3 of the 5 toes.
You almost respect it because it's so small, but it's
like,
hanging on.
Here it is.
I know.
This is my yoga toes.
So that's my tour goal.
Good job.
Thanks. Small
All
baby
right.
steps.
Go to thebumanddumpshow.com/tour. Date. Is it tour dates or tour?
I don't
you
know.
can get there very easily from
There's
any
a button
page on
somewhere.
on our website to look at all of those dates. But Florida, I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
We want to hear what you're thinking and where the best place to reach all the Florida, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale moms are.
Oh, and one other thing, Colorado, yes, we're going to have a Mother's Day Eve show, but we have a show in Fort Collins, which if you're in Denver and you want to see us, that's just a quick drive up I-25, some highway.
Yeah.
It's not far. Just a lot of people have been asking. And then there, Durango, we're going to head down your way and do a show in Durango, Colorado.
So
We're
if you're
excited
from
about
Denver,
that.
you're not going to Durango, but we
At all. I mean, sure. I mean, do.
but we're
if you
very
want to.
excited to explore the state. All right, check out the tour, y'all.